Apple has become a $750 billion company that constantly innovates and personalized tech for the masses. They claim to be innovating in regards to sustainability. Today, I will be addressing those claims by talking about Apple's environmental, corporate, social responsibility. What is corporate social responsibility? It is a framework that describes the way a corporation addresses societal impacts regarding four key areas, which include the environment, community, workplace, as well as the marketplace. So, what is Apple doing to better the environment? Apple claims that their facilities are powered by 100% renewable energy. But how is this even possible? Aren't their retail stores powered by the normal power grid? Well, yes, in fact they are. 66% of the renewable energy comes from projects that Apple owns themselves. Picture here to the left is Apple's headquarters in Cupertino, California. This building is 100% powered by solar panels that produce 17 megawatts of power, along with biogas fuel cells that produce an additional 4 megawatts of power. Power can also be sent back to the grid during low times of occupancy in the building. What about the other 34%? It's a mix of direct purchasing from renewable utilities and buying renewable energy certificates, also known as RECs. RECs are essentially a carbon credit for renewable energy. If you buy them from a utility, somewhere in the grid the equivalent amount of renewable energy will be created. So, theoretically, Apple could be using a percentage of fossil fuels in the energy mix, but this is made up elsewhere in the utility grid by generating the equivalent amount of energy with renewables. All of these together, as Apple admits, only accounts for 2% of their total carbon footprint. The majority of Apple's carbon emissions, some 74%, come from the manufacturing of their products in third-party facilities. In Apple's 2019 environmental report, they claim to have emitted 25.2 million metric tons of carbon dioxide. Apple is taking recycling of their products to a new level. This is Daisy, a robot that can take apart 200 iPhones per hour. Daisy is Apple's second-generation robot that was preceded by a previous robot named Liam. Daisy was built from some of the same parts that Liam had. Daisy is able to recover materials that other recyclers can't easily recover, such as gold, cobalt, plastic, and tin from within the iPhones. This is what will become of your iPhone if you return it to Apple. The materials that are recovered from these iPhones will be used in future generations of iPhones, as well as other Apple devices. To make Apple shareholders happy, Apple needs to try and produce record profits year after year. It is somewhat laughable to think that Apple claims to care about the environment so much when it keeps pumping out new products on a 1 to 2 year cycle. It is estimated that only 12.5% of all electronic waste is actually recycled globally. A majority of iPhones probably don't even make it back to Apple to be recycled. You, however, can make a difference by bringing your old Apple devices to Apple to have them recycled. What if your phone just needs to be repaired? Perhaps you need a new screen. Listed here to the left are the prices that Apple charges for a screen repair. These prices are higher than they should be for a reason. Apple wants you to buy a new phone instead of repairing your iPhone for you. I've been repairing iPhones since 2012. Apple doesn't want me to repair iPhones. In the last 2 years, Apple has implemented a check in the iPhone's operating system, iOS, that reads the serial number of a screen. If a new screen is on the phone that Apple or a certified Apple repair shop did not perform, a feature called True Tone will be disabled on the phone. True Tone essentially adjusts the brightness of your screen automatically based on ambient light that is around you. With the upcoming release of iOS 14, Apple is now putting a warning on the screen that will pop up for 15 days in the settings that will state if you have an unauthorized screen on your phone. Thankfully, for us in the repair industry, we came up with a bit of a workaround. I have a device that can read the serial number from an old screen and burn it onto a new screen. That way the phone thinks that it is the same screen. Other components, such as the battery, now have similar serial number checks as well. Apple is doing much more than most other companies are in regards to the environment. Apple is not perfect, but at least they are trying to make some strides in making the world a better place. The strides they are making with renewables is phenomenal. And their robot Daisy is an absolute marvel of engineering that is saving precious components from ending up in landfills. The repairability of their iPhones and other products, however, show that they ultimately care the most about profits. All in all, though, I have to give them credit. They've built devices that are reliable for the most part that most of us can't live without. As consumers, we definitely need to think about e-waste and where it ends up. Hopefully, you'll make an effort to have your old electronic devices recycled.